Jim Norton is not a doctor. He's not an expert. He's not even a good person. The views, opinions, advice, and humor of Jim Norton does not reflect those of any doctor, of SiriusXM, of Opie Radio, or anyone else. They are solely those of Jim Norton, Lyle Chipperson, Edgar Mellencamp, Paul Hargis, and whoever else lives in that chinless head of his. If any of this advice goes wrong, you are the asshole who called a comedian instead of a doctor.
An icon in comedy, a fighter for freedoms, an accomplished entertainer, and a pervert. You've got problems, he's got problems. You've got questions, he's got answers, some of which are good. Call now 866-WOW-1-WOW. That's 866-969-1969. This is the Jim Norton Show.
Good afternoon, those of you that are listening. I ran home. I was, I'm shooting my pilots next week. It's like, it's a pilot presentation that I'm shooting for IFC. For it's a talk show, but we don't know. It might just be one guest a show. It's not going to be like Fallon or anything. It's going to be kind of like, me doing, there's some man on the street stuff, some into camera stuff, and an interview as well. Going to utilize some comedians and Bailey. It's going to be like short, what the Vice show was intended to be, but we have an experienced showrunner here, and we have a lot of the system here is more in place. I'm not saying that to shit on Vice, but this system, it just seems that they've done this so many times. So it's next Tuesday. I'm shooting it. It's in the Hammerstein Ballroom, but it's in one of the floors above where Kamau Bell used to shoot. I think it's Norton's Audience or Norton Audience at gmail.com if you want tickets. They may even been gone. I don't know. I've not checked. But there's a show at 4 and a show at 8 p.m. I accidentally tweeted the wrong times the other day, like a dope. So, I may have had people who couldn't make it at a certain time. So I was out today. I had a writer's meeting. And Kurt, the number, by the way, is 866-969-1969 if you want to call in and have your life changed. Sometimes I do Twitter as well, because there's people on the line, and it's not that you're not good, but I like to mix it up with a little bit of Twitter. So, I saw Kurt and my other writer, Ethan, and we're just kind of bouncing around bits, and I feel really good about this. And you're always going to say that when you're doing a project, but I think what we have is pretty decent. So hopefully it will, not suck when we shoot it. All right, I guess we'll go to the phones. I'm babbling now. I'm just very tired because I ran from the subway because the meeting went late, and I was stuck on the train, and the train just stopped like 40 feet from the station. So I ran home, and I'm tuckered out, and I'm catching my breath. But I made it. So Jason in Michigan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Jim? And how you been?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. So I see you're playing September 26th at Andiamo in Warren.
Yeah.
And I interviewed you actually at the recent gathering of the Juggalos probably about a year ago, a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch base with you. Me and my lady were going to go there. Could you give us any information about that? Are you going to be doing a tour or anything after that, or? You
have to check my site. I only know of that, and I'm doing Mill City Nights the night before, wherever that is. I don't really know exactly where the frickin' night before I am. I probably should check my own website as I'm talking to you and give you out the date. I'll tell you in 1 second. The night before that is Minneapolis, Mill City Nights. So,
nice,
if you want to come see me.
Yeah, I definitely want to touch bases with you. Maybe do a follow-up if you're interested. I posted the interview on the YouTube, and, people have been checking it out. This year I actually got to interview Judah Freelander and Big Jay Okerson.
Okay, cool. Both really, really funny comments. I saw Jay on, and thanks for the call, man. We'll see about getting to just touch base when I'm getting closer.
Most definitely sounds good, man. And keep doing what you're doing, man, and fuck everyone that hates.
Thank you, and I'll fuck even the ones that like me. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I saw Big J this week in the Molson Amphitheater. We did the Oddball show together, and he did really well. He's very funny. He had one joke about a black guy fucking an Asian girl, which made me scream. Really, really funny. Let's see here. Mike in Tennessee. You know someone on Ashley Madison. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Jim?
How are you?
Yeah, cousin found his found his name on there when you can search the sites, and not close to him, but really close to the spouse. And
wait, you're not close to your cousin. You're close to the spouse.
yes, my cousin is the spouse. Sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry. So you're like
wondering
what
what do you do there in that situation?
It's hard to say because how close are you to your cousin? You want to save them from trouble, but you don't want to wreck someone's marriage or some guy who was just on there peeking around.
Right.
How close are you to her?
Well, enough that, it doesn't seem, but also you don't want to interfere, so I just...
Well, if it's family, you know what I mean? If it's someone in your family and you think they're being cheated on, who else is going to tell her? You know what I mean? Again, the difference is your family. That's probably why I would consider doing that.
How would you do it?
I don't know. I've never had that experience, but, maybe just call her and talk to her. Who knows? Again, a lot of people just intrigue these days, dude. Half the people I've spoken to in my life, literally, if not more, I knew I was never going to hang out with or hook up with. People go through these online things now in the last 10 to 12 years, which are this weird exploration. Because I think married people get bored. And I think people in long-term relationships get bored. I know I do. And it's not even that I'm bored with the person. It's just the finality of it when you know that there's all these other ways to reach people. So I think what happens is you start exploring and just reaching out. And most times you're not going to wind up meeting them. So nothing may have even happened.
Well, yeah, there was no evidence of it. It was just, there weren't even real girls on there, so I doubt anything happened. It's just the intention, so I wouldn't want to get involved, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe not then. Then maybe don't. If you're talking yourself out of it, then don't do it. No big deal.
All right, man, thanks.
All right, Cuddles, take care. Let's see here. Mike in Michigan. You got hooked on an ex, huh? What's up?
How's it going, Jimmy?
How are you?
I'm all right. I dated this girl for a short time, and it just seems like, whatever I do, I can't get over her. And when I start thinking about her, I drink and I drink and I drink, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah, she's your excuse. She's the button that you push when you want to get into that mood and drink. How long did you date her for?
It was only it was like 3 or 4 months. It was a pretty short time.
What is it about her that you think you need so much?
I don't know. Because she was probably the first girlfriend I've had in a long time that treated me right.
What happened?
And then she dumped me for her ex.
And she didn't treat you right. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's because you feel it's incomplete, or you feel like frustrated because what could have been. Here's what could have been. She would have done something shitty, and she just did it in 4 months instead of having you get invested for a year. So as much as it hurts, she did you a favor by doing it that fast. So it's like a Band-Aid. You rip it off, and you're drinking as an excuse simply because, you want an excuse, and that's the excuse you're using. So, just look at it like that. Every time you think you want to get melancholy and drink, it's just this shitty pattern you've gotten yourself into, feeling sorry for yourself. And again, I've done it, dude. I'm not judging you. I've done this stuff, even in my older life, without drinking, with other stuff, just thinking about suicide or being depressed. I've done all that melancholy, morbid shit. So, it's easy for me to spot because I've certainly been guilty. But just realize that it's a nonsense ritual that you're putting yourself through, and it's not about her. She's not that terrific in 4 months.
Okay.
All
now,
right.
Would you say like something to get my mind off of it? Would you say like go to the gym maybe to get my mind off of it or something like that?
It helps, dude. Plus, there's a lot of hot girls to look at the gym, so why not? Just give yourself something to do, work off that energy, then go home and masturbate. Instead of drinking and thinking about this chick. How long ago did she break up with you?
It's probably been about 4 months ago.
4 months ago?
Yeah.
So you've actually been broken up as long as you were together. Are you still friends with her?
No, she tries, and that just makes me drink even more.
Yeah, no, none of it makes you drink. And I'm not being nitpicky with the language. I'm saying, okay, don't tell yourself that. Like, don't tell yourself that she has that kind of control over you, because she doesn't. After 4 months, it's just nothing makes you be self-destructive. You know what I mean? Just stop the drinking, and you'll probably have an easier time getting over her. But she's just a part of your triggering pattern. That's all.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Jimmy. Hope to see you soon in Detroit.
Okay, buddy. Take care. Let's see. Brian in Long Island.
Hey, what do you say, Jim? How you doing, pal?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, right. You know, I was in a real bad accident 5 years ago, and it left me disabled. I got all fucking rods and pins all up and down my spine, and, you know, they got me on these painkillers, and, you know, the doctors say I can never live without them, and, you know, it's fucked up living with them, and I don't want to, but,
Why can't
you know,
live without them? What is it that's so wrong with you that you can't live without them?
Well, I have fucking many discs in my spine that are missing, and I'm left with fucking titanium implants. You know, my neck.
There's got to be a way to manage your pain without doing the pills addictively. I know they're really painkillers are a bitch, man. They scare me. Like when I have to take them, but I've never had a debilitating accident like you where I have to take them. So that's a really rough place to be. And you've tried the other avenues because you feel like you're hooked on them now?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, you know, I've lowered it down, but I mean, at one point they had me on fucking morphine, and they had me on so much shit that I would just be, you know, sitting on my couch fucking drooling, and that's not the type of life I wanted to live, but you know, I'm on a dose now that, I mean, it's a lot. It would put any normal person on their ass, but I have such fucking tolerance to these things.
So are you taking more than you need, buddy? Are you? Do you find yourself, instead of every 8 hours, taking it every 4?
Oh, fuck yeah. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, you're only allowed, say, you know, 5 or 6 a day, but God, if you want to do something extra, you know, with my family or something runs over, then I got to take more, and then at the end of the month, you know, I'm fucked, you know, and I got to, like, hide, you know, and just stay housebound for, you know, because I'm sick from not having enough medicine, and, you know, and I try not to get off the street, but, you know, here and there, and it sucks, man. It's such a fucking ball and chain.
Have you tried alternative medicines? I don't always recommend them, but this is a tough situation. Have you tried other things?
Yeah, I definitely, you know, I use marijuana, and that helps a lot. But, you know, being here in New York, you know, it's not like you can get it, you know, by the milligrams, you know, and it's so fucking shady, you know, and it's not, you don't know what you get and how much dose of what. So it's like, yeah, I wish, you know, I envy people in Colorado and other places that, you know, can get a gummy and whatever. I would love to be off this fucking, you know, heroin-based pills and on something more natural, but...
Well, you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brian, but I have what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go, but I want you to listen because I have a call coming in from a guy named Jason, and he has painkiller advice from an injured military vet. So this is a guy that's probably been in that situation, and he may be able to give you better advice than I can because he's been through it. So
that's awesome, Jim.
I'll hang up. Just listen to this guy's call, and hopefully he'll have something that can help you, okay?
I would anyway. Your show is awesome. You're the best, Jim. Keep on rocking, brother.
All right, thanks, Brian. Hang in there, okay, buddy?
Yeah, no doubt. Peace.
Bye. All right. Hi, Jason. What's up?
Not a whole lot. I just wanted to try to see if I could help this guy out a little bit. I was in the Kunar province in 2006 and was injured pretty bad. I ended up with 9 bullet holes and a broken leg from an IED from an attack all at the same time.
You got you got shot 9 times?
I was shot 9 times, yes.
Wow. Where were the bullets, man? Legs, arms, everywhere?
I had a bunch of them in my left leg. I had a couple going up into my back and then one into my shoulder.
Wow. Okay, so you were really, really fucked up. And what happened with the painkillers?
The military, they have a good they push the medicine on you as much as they can.
Sure.
I hate to say that, but they honestly do. And there was a lot of us who was stuck in the same situation. And all we did as a group, there was several of us that got together as a group and decided, you know, we don't want to live on these painkillers for the rest of our lives. So we basically just said, fuck you to the doctors, and we ended up helping each other. We would just go and work out, and just different things like that, just to build your strength back up is the main thing.
So there is a way. I mean, and again, I know all injuries are different, but you found that by doing some physical therapy, it really helped with the injuries, and you didn't require as much of the painkillers.
Oh, absolutely. Within a month's time, I had quit taking the painkillers altogether. One of the biggest things I done was go get in a swimming pool with light weights and just start building the muscle and everything back up. Once you build that muscle back up, then it makes it a lot easier on your body to deflect the pain. You take that pain. It's all mental.
Sure.
The way I've always looked at it, pain is weakness leaving the body, and I know everybody's heard that, but it's true. It's all in your mind. If you can get your mind set on something else, working out. It doesn't have to be working out. It could be anything you enjoy doing.
Sure.
If you can push past that pain, and you can actually make it work for you. You can make that pain be a motivator, if nothing else, just to keep yourself off of those medications and stuff, because there's so many people out there who are getting hooked on these painkillers and things, and the doctors are just writing them out like they're fucking Pez, you know?
So Brian, the guy who got hurt, he is, so for him, maybe doing some physical therapy. What if physical therapy isn't an option? What do you think?
Well,
that's tough. That's a tough situation.
It is tough. But to me, I don't see why it wouldn't be. I know it's hard and it hurts like hell when you're doing it, but there's still always, unless you are just completely, you have no arms, no legs, period, you can still do physical therapy. I've had brothers that I was overseas with that are quadriplegics and paraplegics and things, and they work out what they can. Just because one part of your body isn't working or you think it hurts too bad to work out, that doesn't mean you can't. That just means you're giving up on yourself.
Yeah, that is true, because a lot of times burn victims have to get scrubbed and have all that shit done to them. So sometimes, getting well is very, very painful.
This is true.
All right, and is Brian on the line again?
I'm still here.
Oh, have you been here the whole time?
Yeah, I've been listening, man.
Oh, I thought you hung up and were listening. Oh, okay, you're here. Oh, I didn't realize you were here. Okay, good. So you heard everything he said. I thought maybe you couldn't hear the show.
Yeah, no, I stayed locked in. Yeah, no, it's great advice. I mean, I unfortunately I've done the physical therapy, and I've last 6 months I haven't been doing it just because I've taken it. I've been doing it for 5 years, and it's the same old shit. I mean, I've heard that from other people that physical therapy and it's helped them. Maybe I haven't found the right one yet. And I do, water therapy, because that's very good, low impact. But
I've done something very similar to that, but they didn't call it water therapy. But yeah, it's probably a little bit of a different theme. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
One last thing too.
Okay.
Acupuncture. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people who don't believe in it, and I am a firm believer in acupuncture. And it really does work. If you find somebody who knows what they're doing, who is they can hit those nerves, and I kid you not, I speak from experience.
All right, Brian, thank you very much, Jason. Brian, give it a shot, and just and hopefully it'll go well for you, okay?
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. God bless you, brother.
Thank you guys very much. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Brian. All right. Anthony, and sometimes when you don't know, I don't have a whole lot of experience like that. My friend's got a relative who's hooked on painkillers, and I always find personal experience a lot more helpful than someone who thinks they're a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I can only kind of judge what I've done, and that's just one I don't have a whole lot of experience with. Anthony in California, doing a comedy festival. What's up?
Hey, Jim. I'm doing my first comedy festival in Montana at the Big Sky Comedy Festival, and I know that there's they said there's TV executives, some Comedy Central people there, some agents, supposedly. Yeah, I know. They always say it to get you there. But whatever. My point is that I've been doing stand-up 6 years and kind of just, I've been headlining clubs and stuff. But I've never really been in front of any type of agents or TV execs or anything like that. And I don't know. I just want to see if you had any advice about what, I guess not necessarily what they look for, but just
no, don't worry. Don't worry about what they look for because you'll never find it. What you got to do is just kind of do what you think is appropriate. Again, with TV execs, sometimes maybe you want to be a little cleaner than you would have been if you want something to happen. But don't try to find what they're looking for because they're fucking dummies, and most of the time they don't know what they're looking for. So just do what you do, and hopefully what you do is what they're looking for.
Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah, I just don't have fucking. Yeah, I get discouraged now the way it is. Like I don't have a flannel shirt and black rimmed glasses. So I'm like, they're not gonna like this.
No,
I mean, they picked me.
That's not true. They don't. Again, the audience and they don't know what they like. The executive, they like anything that they think will help them. That will help them get look better and will do well for them. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right.
luck,
well,
man.
I appreciate it.
Stressful.
Yeah, it's the first time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
All right, Jim.
Be good, buddy.
Have a good one.
Yes. It's funny. I spent a lot of years worrying about what is the industry looking for? What does the business want from me? What can I possibly do to get noticed? And, you never, every time you think, it's like that really, really funny shirt. Just when I get all the answers, they change the question. I mean, who didn't laugh when they saw that shirt? But that's how it is. Just when you think you figured out what the business wants, just when you think you know what they're looking for, all of a sudden the new thing comes along, or the thing that you were doing becomes popular and you stink because you're not doing it anymore. So you never try to find what you think they want. I guess that's the way it is in any creative endeavor. As a comedian, I've always tried to do what I think is funny and what I want to talk about and what I want to say. Sometimes that resonates with people. Other times it misses the mark. Whatever. It is what it is. But to go out and if I was doing what I thought the business wanted, I wouldn't have done the type of act that I've done. I wouldn't have bashed certain aspects of political correctness the way that I have bashed them. I wouldn't have bashed certain decisions the business has made the way I've bashed it. So it's, one of those things that it's frustrating, and the temptation is you see something that works. Like people saw Seinfeld worked and like, oh my God, I got to go out and be clean, or I got to go out and do a family thing because that's what Everybody Loves Raymond was, or I got to do all that stuff. And, it's just not, not the way to do it. It's funny. I got a tweet this morning from Jenny Hutt because she was talking about the fat shaming video that we talked about. Because apparently, the girl Nicole Arbor retweeted us talking about it and liked it. And the big girl, I forgot her name, Whitney something, wants to come in and be interviewed by us, which, I'm fine with. I would love to talk to her. I think it'd be interesting to get her point of view, and actually be able to follow up questions with her. But then, this one guy on Twitter got mad and he said, those guys are just fucking bullies. The word bully is used way too much. Okay? It's overused. Bullying is at times victimizing someone or attacking someone. But every time you criticize someone's behavior, that is not bullying. Every time you make fun of something, that is not bullying. Especially if you're an adult. Just the word is over. Every time someone doesn't like what you're saying, or if they feel you've been aggressive, they accuse you of bullying. Like people want to say what they want to say to you, but if you respond a certain way, or if you come at them in a way they just don't find appropriate, they say it's bullying because that's like the new catchword. Jake in Wisconsin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Love the show, man.
Thank you.
So, been with my girl 8 years, married for 2. Had our ups and downs like everyone, but recently she took this new job, male-oriented industry. Come to find out, she's having an affair with a coworker that's long distance.
How'd you find out?
It's weird. I had an intuition,
sure,
but couldn't prove it. And I came home from a bar one night and just came home quieter than usual, and I heard her on the phone with this guy talking about time they hooked up. It was pretty messed up, but she begged and said it wasn't a big deal. She was done, wants to work on her marriage. So we had this vacation planned. Long story short, we ended up going on this vacation. The Monday I come back, I find out she's still talking to the guy, was behind my back while we were on vacation, and has plans to meet him this week. Again, the same sob story, swears it's over, wants to work on it, but at this point, I don't know if I could ever trust her again, and I just want to get another guy's perspective. You know what I mean?
That sounds kind of tough. I mean, you know, especially if you already talked to her and forgave her. What is it she likes about this guy? Did you ever ask her? What is it that she gets out of this?
I mean, from my perspective, it's probably the opposite, right? Like, you know, I'm having this problem with my husband, you know, and he probably comes in and says the exact opposite. Someone new showing her attention. You know,
How long are you married?
We've been married 2 years together.
That's not that long. That's not that long for her to need attention from someone else.
No, and I mean, I haven't been the perfect dude, right? I mean, there's shit I need to work on, but I haven't cheated or anything.
Oh,
like that.
okay. So she banged the guy, and you think so? What do you want to do? Do you want to try to set her up and catch her in the act, or do you want to just dump her?
No, I definitely don't want to catch her. I hope she's done, and I'm just wondering if it's worth even trying to salvage. You know, if I'll ever be able to trust her again.
How much time between the last time you caught her and this time?
There was like 2 weeks.
Okay, that's not a whole lot of time. Have you called this guy?
You know, I sent him a note and told him to back the fuck off, and if he had a problem, he could call me when he's, you know, in town. But he said no problems, and then that's the last time I contacted him. Has
he talked to your wife since then?
So, I mean, they work together. They could have a million ways to communicate, right? Like any type of shit. So I have a hard time believing it's completely done, if I had to bet. You know what I mean?
How far away do they live? Does she ever travel to him?
No, but he could come here pretty easily, since it's a bigger market.
Well, would she be willing to leave her job?
That's what I said. I don't think so. Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, she's not willing to leave the job. She has to talk to a guy she had an affair with. Is it the kind of job she can't replace?
No, I mean, she would be a competitive candidate to get a new job pretty quick.
So she could probably, if she really cared about the marriage, she could make that move.
Yeah, definitely.
But maybe you need to give her that ultimatum.
It's a good call.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. If she's not willing to leave the job, that's a sign. Then maybe you can just let this guy have her. As much as that's painful and it stinks, she might be saving you 25 years of problems.
Right. Yeah, we don't have any kids or anything right now, so.
Yeah, you might want to. You might have gotten lucky, dude, and just stumbled upon it before you had kids, and it got really, really ugly.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Cool. I appreciate the advice. Thanks.
All right. Hope it works out, man. Connor in Georgia, you're a freshman in college. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Jim?
How are you?
Good, good. I was calling to see if you could give me some advice about how to fool the ladies here at college.
Well, what's the problem?
Well, I got a roommate, and he keeps bringing back these pretty decent, these good-looking girls, and I want to try to, step my game up and try to outdo him before the year's over with, if you know what I mean.
What do you know? Tell me what you mean.
I mean, like bringing girls back to the room and all.
Wait, repeat that, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not following what you just said. That's totally my fault.
Hey, Jim, I'm talking about bringing girls back to the room. I want to try to maybe outdo my roommate before it's all over with this year. Because he's already brought back some good-looking ladies.
Well, why do you want to outdo your roommate?
Because he keeps bringing these girls back, and I just want to...
Well, why aren't you? Do you want to bring... Are you trying to and you can't, or you just haven't pursued it?
I've kind of tried to pursue it, but I just wanted to call and see if you could give me any pointers on it. Well,
I don't know what you're doing wrong. I mean, it's a very, very broad question. Is he in better shape than you? Is he better looking? Does he try harder? Is he more conversational? I mean, what's the difference between you and him?
I don't know. I don't really know. I guess.
Here's the thing is, I wouldn't look at it like it's a competition. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to think you should be hitting on girls you don't want to. And then when you don't, you're going to be like, oh, I'm a pussy, I'm a failure. But a lot of times you don't want to hit on somebody because you're not as attracted to them as you think you should be. I've had that a lot. The girl I think I should want to fuck and I don't want to fuck. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? What the fuck's wrong with me? And it's like, no, I just don't want to fuck her. Her breath is weird. Her face is odd. I just don't feel that chemistry. So don't compete against a stupid roommate. Because even if you beat him, who gives a fuck? Too much pressure, dude. That's the last thing that helps meeting women or meeting guys or whatever it is somebody wants to do is added pressure. That's a really difficult thing. You don't need any added pressure. Do it at your own pace. Excuse me. Who cares if he fucks a lot of girls on the kitchen table? That doesn't matter. Just bring home girls you like. Meet girls when you want to meet them, but don't put pressure on yourself like you have to compete with this idiot.
You got a point, Jim. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough, dude, to go out there and actually make time with a gal, as we like to say. It's very difficult just to go out and cold call girls, especially if you're doing, because if he brings home 3 in a week, you're going to have to hit on 3, and then you're going to be behind, and you're going to start bringing home girls you don't like, or you're going to start rushing a girl who might be a good girlfriend. Like a girl who you like who wants to go out and have some soup. Like every girl likes to be taken out for some soup. Take the bitch out for a little soup. You know, how about a pea soup or a clam chowder, Manhattan or Boston, doesn't matter. That's up to her. But, I would suggest that. Just do it at your own pace, man. There's no rush.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, buddy.
Take care, man. Good luck. Matt Lewis on Twitter has advice for the last guy. If there's no trust in a relationship, it's over. He should break up with her. One thing that guy should probably do is make sure he goes through her phone and stuff. Bo in Canada. What's up, buddy?
Nice. Jimmy, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, so she used to go through all of my stuff.
Why?
Because she was convinced that I was cheating on her, but I wasn't.
Okay.
Which led me to pursue a different relationship eventually. Like, pushed me in the wrong direction, Jim.
Okay.
So, is this a behavior that will ever change, or will she always kind of be nosy and going through my stuff?
Well, you got to change it. Don't let her go through your stuff. Like, you got to...
How do you do that? I mean,
did she go through your phone and change your passwords?
I did that. She went through my computer, found an email from 2009 where she thought it was from recent.
Well, then that would drive me crazy. That would drive me crazy. And what did she say when you talked to her?
Well, I mean, conversations at first, whenever we first started dating, were like, you can't do that. It's not right. It's an invasion of privacy, blah, blah, blah. And then that, of course, escalated because the behavior never changed. So it ended up being, don't fucking go into my shit. Stay out of my stuff.
How would you tell when she'd go into it?
She'd look over my shoulder for a password. She'd check out whenever I was responding to a text or an email. She would just, any way that she really could. And
that would drive me crazy, dude. I'm surprised. How long you been with her?
We've been together for 4 years, on and on.
Yeah, that's breakup stuff. Especially if you're not doing anything and she's all in your business. That's awful.
Yeah, but what if I did do something, like, that she pushed me toward, did something, paid the ultimate price for it, fought, whined, pined, finally got her back, and she harbors that thing, that mistake, that slip, and she holds it against me.
It became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Look, man, if there's no trust, it's really a pain in the ass. And if you're legitimately not cheating and you fucked up once, if she can't forgive you, that's fine. Then you got to break up. But you don't have to just continually pay for it. That would drive me crazy. I would be like, bitch, quit looking at my motherfucking phone. That's how I talk to her.
Because you're a straight-up gangster.
Yes, I certainly am. All right, buddy. Good luck. All right, Bo?
Thanks, Jim. At Bo Ferris, Twitter. Love you.
Thank you. What's up, Sam? How are you?
I could be better.
What happened?
So, just recently, my girlfriend of about 4 years has broke up with me.
Okay, why?
She said that I wasn't defending her and, like, a bunch of bullshit reasons. I'm trying to think that that's not true.
Defending her to what?
Like, a lot of family issues on my end.
Okay. Against the family?
Yeah, so it's like, this is the first issue we ever had, and then, like, the first, like, issue she goes and runs off.
Well, were you defending her? Be truthfully.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, she didn't like the way I was handling things, and, like...
Why is your family involved in your relationship?
I don't... Well, I didn't want them to be. It's just, like, they're part of my life, so it's, like, it's kind of hard for them not to be there.
Well, then why don't you... Are they meddling and being annoying and awful?
No.
Okay.
It's just one, like... There's just one particular family member who's just being more annoying than the rest.
Well, have you cut that person out or told them if you do that again, I'm going to fucking cut you out of my life?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did your girlfriend expect you to do?
I guess she wanted me to, like, curse and scream and do all of, like, nonsense shit. But, like, I don't do stuff that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you were defending. Do you think it's a bullshit reason? Had she threatened to break up with you if you didn't handle it better?
No, she, like, it was completely out of the blue.
And she won't listen to reason or go back with you?
Yeah, she won't even talk to me at this point.
All right, well, she broke up with you because she either met someone else or she just didn't want to date you anymore.
Okay.
Like, I know that sounds harsh, but that to me sounds like what it is. Because if it was legitimately like, hey, I need you to defend me a little bit more, she would have given you some time to do that or given you an ultimatum. You know, I don't think you just break up with someone and don't talk to them.
Yeah, like she never gave me the ultimatum. It was just like this was going back and forth for like 2-3 weeks.
Well, now, do you think you should have done anything differently with your family?
I mean, it was more with one particular family member than anything else, and I was trying to work on that one. But, I mean, like, I have a sibling who is completely, like, stuck up, doesn't listen to, like, reason. So if I start cursing and screaming, it's like they see me as being wrong as opposed to them being wrong.
How old a guy are you?
I'm 26.
Well, then you're old enough. Like, if the family is being, like, a little irrational, avoid them when you're with your girlfriend. Like, you don't have to bring a girl into that situation. You don't have to bring a girl around your family if they're being, you know, fucking weird or being a little shitty. You know what I mean? If she's just imagining it, then she's just imagining it.
I mean, originally, it's like I never really wanted to introduce her to my family anyway. She was pushing the idea.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, it sounds to me like she just didn't want to date anymore, dude. You know? I'm sorry to say that, but that's what it sounds like.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Good luck, buddy. Michael in Atlanta, what's up, man?
Hey, Jim. How are you doing? I'm a big fan.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm good. So, I met this girl, and we had been talking for about a week or two. And then I went home to the family, and a guy I knew from high school, he ended up fucking her that weekend. I left a day, and he ended up fucking her in my friend's bed. And like,
were you talking to her, or were you dating her? Now, what was the honest thing you were doing with her?
Oh, we were like dating. Like we were getting to know each other. We were spending a lot of time together. Like,
okay,
you know, couple stuff. And she ended up fucking the guy I've known for like 4 years in my roommate's bed and stuff when I left. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So how'd you find out?
I had some friends call me and they were like, hey, you know who your fucking friends are? And they told me, and then, you know, just kind of found out like through some people that were there.
And so she gonna still wants to see you, or she doesn't?
I mean, she still wants to see me, and I just really wanted to cut it off with her because, I mean, why would I want something with somebody like that?
Yeah, you probably should. You should probably just cut it off with her. I wouldn't talk to him either.
I mean, should I be like really mad and want to try to fucking get back at them, or should I just...
That's stupid. For what? Get back at him for what? You didn't have a great claim to her after 2 weeks, dude. Honestly, like, let it go. The guy did you a favor. He showed you that she's not going to be particularly loyal to you in the first 2 weeks. Like, sometimes it hurts, but people do us a very painful favor, and they show us that, oh, this was not going to go well. So I would probably be, in a way, as much as you don't like the guy, you could still be like, fuck it, he saved me a lot of headaches down the road.
Yeah, I mean, like, should I be like real pissed at him? Or I mean, like, I know he kind of did me a favor, but I mean,
I wouldn't talk to either one of them.
I got you. So just,
you don't want to be pissed. Just let it go and move on.
All right. I mean, like, yeah, because you can't unfuck somebody.
No, obviously not. I mean, so just, you know, let it go. You know, you don't have to talk to either one of them. They both showed you that they're kind of shitty. He's not a good friend, and she's not a particularly good person to date. If she, first time you go out of town, she fucks your friend, she stinks.
That's true. All right. Thanks, Jim.
All right, buddy. Hey, what's up, Matt in Brooklyn?
Hi, Jimmy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
My uncle has been an alcoholic. Oh God, since I've been alive, which is about 25 years.
Okay.
He relapses, goes up. You know, he's good for about 2 months, and then he spikes down. Okay. You know, I know relapse is a part of the process, but I think he's starting to hurt himself, and none of my family can get through, and that includes me. And I just want to get your advice and your take as to what I can do.
Well, there's not much you can do. All you can do is suggest that he goes to a group or something, and if he doesn't want to do it, Just don't spend time with him when he's drunk, or just accept the fact that he's going to be drunk. Just don't enable him. Like if he's like, go to the liquor store for me, don't do that. You don't have to help him. You don't have to enable him. But you have to accept the fact that he's going to do what he wants to do. He's a grown-up.
I got, and my family's got all different styles of like dealing with him. I got family that does the tough love, or a family that does the compassionate. Should I try to get like everybody on one page, or is that a good way to handle it?
I don't know if you want to organize the whole thing and control the way everybody is dealing with him. I mean, everyone has their way of doing it. I think all you should worry about is how you're doing it. Now, if they want to get together and do an intervention or something, sure, that's possible. You can do that. But, I don't know if you have to control the way everybody's handling it.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
All right. Good luck, man. That stinks. Let's see here. Jake in South Carolina. The girlfriend's worried. Oh, boy. What's up?
Hey, Jimmy. Thanks for taking the call. So basically what happened was my girlfriend and I have been dating for the past 3 months. Things have been going pretty great, but we kind of hit a speed bump last weekend. There was this huge event in town, and lots of people came in that I hadn't seen in a long time. And, I have a lot of female friends who, just very platonic and never dated or anything. But, I was talking to a few of them. And the thing is that she's been cheated on in the past by some of her boyfriends. And, it's really kind of been something that really upsets her. And she kind of, is afraid, I think, that, I'm going to do the same to her. And, has really been trying to, get between me and my other friends, and has really told me, not so much that she doesn't want me around them, but just that she doesn't like me, hanging out with them, even, when she's there and everything. And I just, want to just figure out how I can kind of put her mind at ease with this, because she really means a lot to me, and the last thing I want to do is cheat on her.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks, but all you can do is live your life. And if somebody's going to think you're cheating, I've been through that too, and it's very annoying and very frustrating. Sometimes you just got to tell people, I'm not doing anything wrong. And if you continue to question me like this, I'm just not going to see you anymore. Because there's nothing worse than having to explain to yourself to a fucking cop, doctor, what are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? A cop doctor, a cop girlfriend, sorry. You know why I'm saying that? Because I literally, a tweet just came up and said, Dr. Steve. You don't want a girlfriend who's a cop who's fucking questioning you on everything you do. So all you can do is be honest and say, look, I'm not cheating on you. She's my friend. Do you ever hang out with her and your girlfriend together?
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like, so it was like two different friends, but yeah, she thought they were both kind of being flirty towards me, and claims that, I don't really think so. I mean, they're very I think they're both kind of outgoing. And like I said, it had been a while since I'd seen either of them. Like one of them, it had been over a year. So I think she was just really excited to see me. But, and honestly, I can, by my admission, I can be a bit oblivious. I can be a bit of a dunce when it comes to these kinds of things. But,
okay.
But now, I mean, I've told her, look, it's always been platonic as far as I go, and I never, want to ruin what we have or anything like that.
Well, I mean, you don't want to ruin your friendships either. Why are they flirting in front of your girlfriend?
I don't know. I mean, part of me wonders if it's just kind of her, projecting her own sort of insecurities onto this. 'Cause like I said, she had been cheated on in the past, and those sort of similar situations where, her boyfriend, I think one of her ex-boyfriends, cheated on her with one of her, close friends or one of his close friends.
Yeah, well, you're not him, dude. You know what I mean? You don't want to be judged against somebody else. Because I'm sure there's guys she dated that didn't cheat on her, too. When it comes to this stuff, man, I just tend to go, look, this is not what's happening. And, stop bothering me about it. You can be honest or be compassionate, but after a while it becomes fucking draining. And it's it's almost like they want you to cheat on them just so they can feel bad about it. There were times where deep down, I know underneath it, I wanted a woman to hurt me or to cheat on me because I think that made me feel comfortable. It's really crazy. So I think sometimes they're trying to make something happen, whether they believe it or not,
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying.
All right, but there's a guy, I'm going to take his call now, Chris in Long Island, who is in a marriage and was playing the cop boyfriend. So listen to the next caller, okay? All right? Yes. I'm here.
Oh, hey, Jimmy, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was in a 25-year marriage, and for the last 5 years, just something was not right. I kind of felt it in my gut. I caught a couple things here and there on Facebook.
What'd you catch?
You know, of course,
on Facebook?
Well, on Facebook, I would catch some inboxes from some people, and I'm like, well, you know, why is he inboxing you? Why are you even friends with him? And one of her answers was, well, he said I was hot. I'm like, so what? Right. I found some text at one time. She said there was nothing going on with it. It was just somebody that she had met. And we started going to marriage counseling on this one issue. And ultimately, like 2 years later, I found out, because one night she had a couple drinks and I saw her texting, and I said, who are you texting? And she said, none of your business. And I said, well, that makes it my business now.
Right. And
that's when I found out about a lengthy affair that she'd been having. So again, you know,
how'd you find out? She showed you, or did you grab the phone?
No. She said it's none of your business, and then that started the whole downward spiral of her finally confessing to me that she'd been seeing somebody for about 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a 25-year marriage, kids, house, all this other happy horse shit. But my gut instinct that was going back 4 or 5 years, and we have this chicken and the egg argument. You know, she was upset with me because I didn't trust her, and I told her, I said, you started changing your passwords, and every time I did big, I found something, you know, that made me uneasy. So, you know, which came first, me not trusting you, or you not doing things that make me trust you? So
here's the difference, though, between yours and the last guy. The last guy's in a new relationship, and she's judging him against somebody else. You're judging your wife against your wife. Like, you're saying, I know this woman for years, and my instinct from knowing her has kicked in. Like, you sensed something in a person that you knew intimately that you were right about. There's a difference between knowing somebody so well that you can sense these subtle differences in behavior. Jim Florentine caught his wife having an affair, and he wasn't married nearly as long, by these little things she was doing around the house. He wasn't judging her against other people. He was judging her against the difference in her from this moment to that moment. So that's the difference. Like, you know, this guy is just, his girlfriend's like, you know, other guys have cheated. So you know what I mean? I think what you had was a more concrete reason to be suspicious, because you sensed it in your gut that this person who you've spent 20 years with was behaving differently. Big difference.
Correct. Now, let me ask you another question, maybe some advice on where I'm at with her right now. So we've been separated, you know, physically since mid-February. She's been out of the house. I have the kids since late March. I gave her one request. I said, if you were going to see this guy again while we were separated, then let me know, because that's definitely the end. I'm not looking for reconciliation after that. She said, why?
She won't tell you.
Well, she did it, you know. But anyway, what really happened was I met somebody. Again, I wasn't looking. As a matter of fact, it was just like a casual introduction. I found somebody who really is, you know, giving my confidence back, made me feel attractive again, appreciates all the things that I did for my wife over the years that my wife stopped appreciating. And I've been seeing her for a couple months. Again, I told my wife when we were separating, I said, this is what's going to happen. I know it. You're going to date a bunch of guys, and you know what that means when I say date, Jim.
Yeah, fuck a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
I got to wrap up in a second because I only got 2 minutes left. So let me ask you, in a nutshell, are you still with her?
In a nutshell, she found out about this girl that I've been seeing. She knows how serious I am, and all of a sudden, my wife is starting to get this want to come back to me feeling.
Well,
and
again,
I know it's for the wrong reasons. I gotta stop that shit. But man, she's making me crazy.
I know, you do what you want to do. Are those two? Pick the one that you think is healthiest for you. You've already been married 25 years. You know what that's like. Maybe it's time to find somebody else who's not going to fuck somebody and then keep lying about it.
Well, you're right. That's ultimately what I got to try and do. But it's just, I've been in love with that woman for almost going 28 years. It's tough.
I got to jump, buddy. Sorry, I got one time for one more call because I have
Thank you, Jimmy. You're doing a great job. Thanks again.
Thanks. Adam, real quick. Sorry to rush you, man. What about, you want to maintain vulnerability with an audience? What do you mean?
Yeah, Jim, I'm an opera singer here in New York, and I was just wondering how you allow yourself to be vulnerable and connect with your audience.
Well, the difference between a singer and what I'm doing is I can veer off book, as it were. Like, I can be vulnerable by just addressing the fact that something stinks or there's something happening. But I guess the realization that I do indeed need the audience, and it's important to me if they like me. Like, as much as I get annoyed and I don't give a shit if people agree with my opinion, it does matter to me if the audience laughs. I want them to have a good time. So the vulnerability is in the fact that I actually do give a shit about what they think.
And did you ever try and find a way to say, I don't give a shit about the audience? Do you know other comics or other performers that work that way and it works?
We all convince ourselves that we don't care. Oh, I don't give a shit. Every performer, I don't care how many rooms they've walked. I don't care how many fucking people they've said, and stay out. We all care about what the audience thinks, or we wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? It always matters what the audience thinks, and you can't be vulnerable and you not care about what the audience thinks. It does, because they're a part of it. You know what I mean? When they're having a good time and you're enjoying it, you know what I mean? And they're standing up and they're yelling bravo, whatever they yell at a fucking opera, it feels good. So you do care about their opinion.
Yeah.
So just remember to yourself that what they feel is important to you.
Okay. That's good advice. Thank you.
All right, good luck, buddy. That's a cool job you have. I apologize I got a rap to the porn addiction guy and the trannies guy. And there's a guy who called 85 days sober, bored out of your mind. Find an activity. How about this? Stay sober for one more week and call back, okay, Kurt? Call back next week a little earlier. I was 2 minutes late today and we have to wrap up. So I'm sorry I couldn't get to you, but I do want to talk to you. So you'll have your 90 days in 5 days. Don't sabotage it. Don't fuck up. Call me on day 92 next week. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for listening to The Jim Norton Show. Hear all that advice whenever you want to on demand at SiriusXM.com/on-demand. On SiriusXM is real.